Now, see, if we will move to the next relationship very quickly, that is of a trustee and a beneficiary. Now, drawing from the two relationships that we have discussed today, licensor, licensee, bailer, and bailee, the next relationship that can be between a customer as well as a banker is that of a trustee and a beneficiary. In both the cases, like licensor and bailer, the bank has accepted that uh, he will keep that particular asset safe. So the banker has assured the customer to trust him. Either ways, in such a situation, inadvertently, the customer and the banker enter into a relationship of that of a trustee and a beneficiary. The trustee is holding the property for the beneficiary. So, in other words, the banker is a trustee who is holding the property on behalf of his customer, who is the beneficiary. So, and whatever the profits are earned from that particular property, obviously I have already told you earlier also that because trustee and beneficiary in this type of a relationship, as soon as the bank has taken the responsibility, as soon as the bank has assured the customer that yes, he will keep this particular property of his safe with him, at that moment the relationship has now become of that of a trustee as well as a beneficiary. For example, if you can also see on your screens, if the customer deposits securities or valuables with the banker for safe custody, banker becomes a trustee of his customer and the customer becomes the beneficiary so long as he has the ownership. So this relationship must be clear for all of you, because it is an extension of the two relationships that we have covered today, that is licensor, licensee, bailer, bailee, and now the trustee and beneficiary. Now, moving on to the next relationship. The next relationship is that of an agent and a principal. Sometimes what happens is when the customer does not have access to enough resources, does not have enough knowledge, does not want to go in for all the legalities, then what he does is that he hires a bank to be an agent on his behalf. So now all the transactions of the customers with his clients, or whatever the securities or shares that he might be purchasing, or whatever that the customer wants to do, is done by the banker as an agent on his behalf. So bankers are nowadays providing 1,000 services just for the convenience of their customers, especially high profile customers who have a lot of financial transactions over a period of time. So bankers as agents can buy and sell securities on behalf of the customer. They can collect checks, dividends, other financial instruments on behalf of the customer. They can act as a trustee, an attorney, an executor, a correspondent in case of the customer's legal transactions. Then bankers can also help in payment of an insurance premium, electricity and gas bills, tax problems, for anything and everything under the sun as far as financial transactions are concerned. Banks can act as the agents for their own particular customers, who in this case become the principal, and the banks become their agents. So this is another relationship between the bankers and the customers. So let us quickly revise. The first relationship was that of a debtor and a creditor. The second relationship was that of a pledger, pledgee, hypothecator and hypothecatee. There is a very thin line of differentiation which we have discussed. Then the next category of relationship is that of a licensor and licensee, bailer and bailee. That also we have discussed today. Then the next relationship is that of a trustee and a beneficiary. And now we have talked about agent and principal. So these are the various relationships between the banker and the. So have you understood agent and principal relationship? When the banker is acting as a representative, when the banker is acting as an agent on behalf of his customer, the relationship is said to be agent and principal relationship. Is it very clear? All right. So
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then again,
Yes, ma'am.
another very common relationship between the banker and the customer is that of an advisor and a client. You know that customers may not have complete information about all the financial instruments that are available in the market. He might be concerned about the kind of investments that he need to make. He might be concerned about the risk and return associated with different investments. But in such a situation, the best person to give him an advice would be a banker, because bankers are dealing with this on a daily basis. So it becomes very easy for the customers to entrust or to give this responsibility or to take advice from the banker. In such a relationship, the customer and the bankers become advisors and clients. So the advice can be either official or it may be unofficial. And in this case, the banker has to exercise extreme caution because he is a professional, and if he gives a certain advice and then the customer undergoes a loss, then it will be a responsibility of the banker. So he has to remain extremely cautious about the kind of advice that he is extending to his customer. So this is also an important relationship, the relationship of an advisor and that of a client. Next, of course, there are a thousand other relationships that I had already told you that for a particular banker as well as for a particular customer, there are many ways in which they can be associated. So the other relationships are the obligation to honor checks. Now, in the next topic that we are going to do, the rights and duties of bankers and customers, we are going to discuss these relationships, these particular relationships in greater detail. So right now I'll just very briefly explain this, and in the next topics we are going to elaborate on this relationship further. That it is the obligation of a banker to honor the checks that are given by the customer, provided that the customer has enough balance in his account, and provided that the checks are written properly, there is no overwriting, there is no mismatching of signatures, there is no date issues. Depending on these factors, the most important duty of a banker is to honor the checks that are presented by the customer to the banker. Then another relationship is that the banker has to practice a lot of discretion while he is honoring his customers' demands. The customers have a right to secrecy. Bankers cannot provide the information that is very private to the customer to other people or to the government or wherever. But it is the banks need to be very secretive about the transactions of a customer. It is not public knowledge, and it is the banker who has to maintain the secrecy at all times. Then sometimes bankers can also charge commissions, they can charge interest for the various services that is being offered by the banker to the customer. So this also forms a relationship, a relationship between the banker as well as customer. So these are this is the basic relationship between the bankers as well as the customers. In fact, this is not even the basic. These come under the category of special relationships between the bankers as well as the customers. Debtor and creditor, pledger and pledgee, licensor and licensee, bailer and bailee, hypothecator and hypothecatee, trustee and beneficiary, agent and principal, advisor and client, and other relationships. This is what we have covered in today's class.